What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, it is the 6th of May today. We're at about $82.40 right now. 7 hours, 35 minutes left in the day here. We're picking up volume a little bit as we're moving down, but I would attribute that mainly to the volatility we had yesterday. Nice little pump and dump action going on. There were a lot of cryptos that did that. Um, my assumption is that there's probably some bullishly received news. There's probably some insider information going on with what's going to happen with today's FOMC meeting and tomorrow's. And I'm anticipating rather dovish news and behavior from the Fed. And with that, I think that we have a perfect buy the hype, sell the news event coming our way. So I do think that we're not done yet. It's very possible Litecoin could have found its low, but we'll see. I'm not expecting that at the moment, but we'll see if the analysis reveals that. But I do think that we have a little bit of turbulence and volatility coming up today in regards to the FOMC meeting, right? I don't know when it happens. I think it happens. It should be happening in like the next 2 hours or so. But we'll see. Last time it was like 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning. Now it's going to be at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. 2 o'clock Eastern time, 2:30 Eastern time, I think is what it's supposed to be. Low to high. But I don't know. That's for tomorrow. Today's might be different. There's no clarification as to when today's meeting is going to happen. I don't know anything about that. But looking at this on the LTC side, looking at the low to high on the fibs here, it's very likely. I would say like 90% or more possible, likely, not possible, likely, that we go to about $79.56 at least there, if not a little bit below there. It's like a straight, it's literally inevitable at this point. I'm not saying that it has to happen, but I would be very surprised if it didn't happen. So being here at 82 bucks, don't be surprised if we do move below $80. Are we going to go too much below 79 bucks? I doubt it. Maybe we go to 78, maybe we drop to 79. We might bounce right off of 79.56 itself, but I do expect an interaction with this yellow line. That's the expectation there. Lower lows in the RSI, lower lows in the price. Volume picking up as you're moving down. Check back to 069. I think you're going lower to the 382 at least. Could you go lower? Could you go all the way down to 70, 73 bucks? Sure, but I doubt it. I doubt it. If Bitcoin's going to drop 6 to 7%, might Litecoin then drop a little bit more? I guess it is possible. I guess $73 to $71 is a little bit more possible than I might have given it credit for. But to be fair, Litecoin is one of those coins that can hold up rather well even whenever Bitcoin drops, right? It also holds up rather well whenever Bitcoin and the rest of the market pumps. Sometimes it's just boring that way. But the main reason I wanted to talk about Litecoin today is actually inspired by a video that I made yesterday. Hold on now, let's pull it up here real quick. A video that I made yesterday talking about how CZ was talking to government officials, or maybe the I don't know, the president or the prime minister, talking to people who matter in Kyrgyzstan, and talking about buying BNB crypto perspective, right? What's the best cryptos to compete against the U.S. Strategic Reserve? He was talking about buying Bitcoin and BNB for Kyrgyzstan's strategic crypto reserve. He's putting that in their ear, right? He's like the Brad Garlinghouse for XRP, but for BNB in Kyrgyzstan, right? So he's in the ear of the people that matter, and the perspective of this video that I was offering, and one of the things that I focused on was Litecoin. In that video, I was talking about how there are 5 coins. There's one strategic reserve, as I'm now aware, right? The Bitcoin strategic reserve is a strategic reserve. We have a crypto stockpile of the other 4, which is Cardano, Solana, Ethereum, and XRP, right? So odds are there will be other countries that follow suit with this. And the obvious train of thought is that there will be, and I know I've talked about this with Litecoin before, but let me just refresh your memory, right? Odds are there will be plenty of countries that buy those same cryptos, those same coins to hedge. If the United States is buying them, maybe they should buy them too. But odds are there's also going to be coins that the United States hasn't bought or included in their crypto stockpile, in their strategic reserves, that other countries are going to want to incorporate different coins because they want to compete. They might want a crypto stockpile of their own that has a better chance of growing than what the U.S.'s stockpile does. They're going to compare their stockpile to the U.S.'s stockpile and see how much growth they can get and look for coins that have more potential to grow. Well, what better coin than Litecoin, you guys? Are you going to invest in a brand new coin? No offense to Sui, but it's a brand new coin. It hasn't even seen a full bull market yet. Are you going to invest in a brand new coin, or are you going to invest in a coin that's been around literally since the beginning of time? It's been around since 2013, and even before that, I'm pretty sure. It has a lot of dissonance around it. There's a lot of disbelief and just hope is lost, abandonment kind of mentality with this thing, and all it's done is formed higher lows and maintain highs cycle after cycle. It's in a long-term consolidation phase. I don't care who you are as far as like what you believe in crypto. If we didn't know what this chart was, if we didn't know that it was Litecoin, we had no idea what kind of chart this was, and we saw this right here. If I brought this to any traditional finance guy, traditional technical analyst who's aware of how charts work, if they saw this, they'd be like, dude, good find. You're at the base of this range. You're gonna rip. You're gonna see new all-time highs any month now. Like this is a really good structure from the long term. My question to you, anyone out there, is are these institutional players, are these government bodies that are looking to incorporate their own strategic reserves or crypto stockpiles, are they going to look for a coin that's like this? This is this in all of its glory, all of its glory in its all-time history, and they're buying at relative high points. Are they looking for coins like this, or might they look for coins like this? You know what I mean? That the founder of Litecoin sold out. He sold all of his Litecoin. It's fully decentralized, right? It's a coin of their own. They could make it like their own Bitcoin. It's a faster and like higher processing Bitcoin essentially. It's not Bitcoin. Obviously, Litecoin's different than Bitcoin, but I'm just saying it doesn't take, it's not a far jump to connect those dots that other countries like Litecoin, in my opinion, out of any coin that we can find on coin market cap, I think Litecoin, coins like Bitcoin Cash, even Monero, they stand out because they've got the history. They've been around for a while. Tron is one of them, right? But again, and Cardano, all these coins that are in the stockpile are there for a reason. But I'm talking about competing. If you're another country and you're competing versus the United States, you're probably gonna want something that has some longevity to it. And what better way to define longevity than a coin that is utterly abandoned hope on, right? Not from the people who are investing in Litecoin, not from the people who are aware of the potential this thing has. It's got the third highest merchant acceptance in crypto. Third highest, right? Out of isn't that the goal for any cryptos is merchant acceptance, right? Use case, right? Isn't that kind of the goal? Third highest in all of crypto, higher than Hyperliquid, then Hedera, then Bitcoin Cash, higher than Dogecoin, higher than USDC, higher than USDT, higher than XRP, BNB, and Solana, higher than all of them except for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it's down at number 21. This thing's been in the top 20 most of its life. It's been in the top 10 and the top 5 a couple times in its life. It's been in the top 30. It literally, I don't think it's ever exited the top 30. Maybe in really high times, high euphoria times when coins are exiting and entering the top 100 at their own will because they're just pumping like crazy. But Litecoin resides here, and it's a coin that everyone's aware of, but people like to diss on, and those are the coins that I think do the best. And this is the kind of coin, in my opinion, that is really attractive to those institutional government bodies that are looking to create a stockpile of their own, right? And who am I? I'm just I'm just C-Zar sitting here in my office space. I'm up in the mountains. I'm not a delegate or anything like that. I don't know how the ways of politics, but I'm just saying, to me, it doesn't seem like a far reach. I don't feel like I'm connecting dots that don't deserve to be connected here with the idea that Litecoin could be up on the menu for any institutional government body, any kind of whatever entity that matters that's looking to hedge their growth versus the US stockpiles growth. Okay, that's all I'm saying. This one, nobody's adopted it. Who's going to be the first one to adopt it? China, that'd be huge. Russia, that'd be huge. Any like the EU, the UK, anywhere in South America, BRICS nations, like what? That would be huge. That'd be huge. And is it going to be Litecoin? Maybe. Is it going to be another crypto? Maybe. I'm just saying this one is obviously an appealing option. Option is the right word. But anyways, here we are at about $82.40 now. Probably going to go lower, just below 80 bucks. That's the expectation. In a matter of no time at all, and it really wouldn't surprise me if this move happens exactly the way that I've been expecting it to. We just rip to the upside all the way up to the new all-time highs, or to our all-time high areas above 300, around 400. And you know what I think is going to happen? And here's the deal, guys. This is where the charts really come in handy, because this has been the move that we've been expecting for months now. This isn't new. For like half a year, we've been anticipating, patiently waiting for this move. Okay, here's an old saying. They say, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. Okay. Everybody's like, well, you have to have some kind of good narrative to come out for this price to happen. I would say the charts tell you what that narrative will be, if it's going to be good or bad, okay? If the expectation was to drop, then the expectation would be we hear some bad news, okay? I don't know what the news is going to be. All I know is we're going to get some good news. And with this little thought process that we've kind of connected, these dots that are connected, it really wouldn't surprise me if up here we heard that there were some nation states other countries that are incorporating Litecoin into their strategic reserve. I'm calling it right now. I'm gonna be like freaking Nostradamus with this thing, but to a good effect, not to a world-ending effect, right? I swear, like you're gonna have some kind of narrative to cause this sensational pump. It's gonna be the largest pump you've seen in years, and it's gonna take you above $300, if not up above $400, if not even to new all-time highs. Inevitably, yes, new all-time highs are coming by the end of this cycle for sure. But what's the narrative going to be? I don't know. Buy the hype, sell the news, whatever. That show me the charts, and I'll tell you the news. Right now, the charts are telling me we're going to see an explosive reaction. So we're probably going to get a very positive reflection in the news articles, something that's rather radical and causes this robust growth. I think that it's no small deduction there to just think that a country adopting Litecoin into their strategic reserve, albeit a country of significance with a high GDP, might be what happens, what ultimately delivers this price, right? Or this price ultimately delivers that news, however you want to phrase it, right? Inevitably, Litecoin's destined to go higher. It's held back, man. It's got the third highest merchant acceptance in all of crypto. It's number 21 in the rankings. I don't think so. That doesn't seem right. Multiple cycles of consolidation. I don't care what coin this is, what stock this is. If you saw something like this, you'd be insane to say it's bearish here. You would be, or at least inexperienced, right? At the very least, you'd be inexperienced. Anybody who says that you're bearish here and you're going to zero, Litecoin's forgotten about, and it's at least not returning here or going higher, you're just telling me that you're inexperienced in the way of technical analysis, and that's fine. You are until you aren't, and maybe what it takes is this to do exactly what we've been calling for it to do for a long time now, for people to start opening their eyes, right? And I think people will open their eyes. That's another thing, looking forward, regardless of the news and stuff. What about the price itself? Simply put, if Litecoin's up here, how many people are going to see what we see, and that the price is going to go higher? If the price goes higher, where's it going to go? From a high to a low, the expectation would be that you see something at not $800. Hell no. You consolidated multiple cycles in this huge ass range just to stop at your minimum target. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. You're going to get adopted by and I'm foreshadowing here. We don't know if this is happening, right? This is a bold prediction, but you're going to get adopted by another country as far as like strategic reserve status goes, and you're only going to stop here. I don't think so. I think at a minimum, a bare minimum for Litecoin, we could count on a $2,100 price, and at a maximum, the absolute maximum, something above $14,000 or around 14,000. I don't expect that we stop here. I kind of would expect more so that we stop here than we stop here, but I don't expect that we stop at either of these areas. I think we stop somewhere in between, right here in the box, the glory box right there. Oh, dang it. I said it, didn't I? I meant to say victory box. Oh, no. That's fine. Glory box is fine. You just can't say glory hole. That's what you can't say, right? So glory box is fine. Yes, it's the glory box, and right inside the box we have our victory hole. That's what it is. Okay, so glory box, victory hole, $4,500 to $6,300. That's where I think inevitably we're going to go by the end of this cycle. That's the expectation. Okay, but if we're going to see that, if that is going to be true, I mean, just think about it this way, right? That's a pretty straight shot up. We would need by the end of June. We would definitely need Litecoin to at least be here, if not higher, by the end of June. If we don't see that, then it's no longer appropriate to talk about these targets or anything above there. It's probably very appropriate to talk about this target, or even $1,200, which, if I'm being fair, that might be the absolute minimum that you see, but I think that you'll be worth multiple thousands by the end of the cycle, depending on how you perform over the coming months. That's all I got for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.